Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Today, let's jump into Family or Fiancé. Quick side note. I was watching my DVR and it said it's still season 1, episode 12. And I was thinking like this season 2, episode 3. Come on, Oprah, now. You could have called this season 2, but that's besides the point. That's besides the point. Today, it don't matter what season or what number. We talking about Natasha and Romeo on Family or Fiance. So, let's get into it because this one, let me tell you off top. This one sent me on an emotional roller coaster last night. I watched it last night. It pissed me off. It pissed me off a good 45, 50 minutes. The first 45 minutes of the show. It was maybe the last 10 to 15 minutes of the show. It went back on the uphill with the family members. I love the couple. I love Natasha and Romeo. They are a great couple to me, what I've seen on this TV screen. But let's just jump into it. So in the background, Natasha and Romeo, they are a New York couple that moved to Atlanta. They have been together 8 years, engaged for 3 years, and he was married before to some young lady for 10 years, and he met Natasha, they said 1 month after his divorce. And before we dig in too far with the family issues, off top I said, now is this going to be a scenario of where they don't like this woman, Natasha, because they still like the ex-wife and they don't want to get to know anybody else? I said off top, that's what I'm thinking. Just listening to the couples talk about what their families are thinking, I'm like, okay, this got to be something where they still like the ex-wife and they ain't giving Natasha a chance. But let's dig into what the family actually says. Okay, so now we're at the first meeting with Tracy, and let me tell you something, Tracy girl. Last week you was dropping gems. This week you dropped the ball. But we gonna get there. We gonna we're gonna get there. So Romeo is saying his mom is not nice to his fiance, and let me tell you, his mama, ooh, she a mess. But we gonna get there. Now, as Dr. Tracy is really talking to the couple, I don't really see an issue between Romeo and Natasha. I think the issue really is around the families not liking each other. Like her family don't like him, and his family don't like her. So I'm like, okay, this is something that could easily be worked out. Like, forget them. No, you can't do that. But this is something, to me, is not going to stop my wedding. Like, y'all going to learn how to get along, because at the end of the day, it's us. It's not us and all of y'all. But let's keep moving. So Dr. Tracy, with her usual task, I don't know why she come up with all these creative names for her task. Just say 20 questions. It is what it is. Romeo gonna cook dinner with Natasha's family. They gonna play 20 questions, and Natasha is gonna have to do something that I would have told Dr. Tracy, hell no. She has to go make not a vision board, but she has to detail out her days of the week to his family to let them know how she accounts for her days, what she does all day, and break down how she spends the couple's money. That ain't none of nobody's damn business. See, I'm Dr. Tracy, you dropped the ball on that one. You are the therapist. You should know how couples handle their finances is totally up to that couple. It ain't nobody else's business. And I'm going to get upset even more as we go through this review. But off top, that's the first ball Dr. Tracy dropped. She should have made them play 20 questions too, like you always do. Why I gotta run down my schedule for you? What are you doing for me that you need to know my schedule? But look, we gonna get into it. Now let's move along. You know, the family start to arrive. Romeo family gets there first. His family consists of his mother, Vita, his cousin Cass, and his best friend Donovan. Now when Romeo's family get there, they all greet Romeo, and Natasha is standing right next to Romeo. The mama come in first, look Natasha in her face, and keep walking. She ain't speak. I said, bitch, you could have spoke. It don't say nothing. Even if, I don't understand why, even if you don't like people, it don't take nothing for you to be like, hey, at least you acknowledge them. But when you take the time to just look at somebody and not even acknowledge them, that is the first, to me, that's the first shot. That's the first shot. You done already let me know you here to be a bitch, and I'm on guard. I'm on guard. It don't take nothing to give somebody a dry, hey. You ain't gotta go, hey girl, how you doing? You don't have to do none of that. Don't be fake, but it don't take nothing to be like, hey, hi. Anyway, now his cousin Kes come in next, and he do the same shit. And I'm like, you gonna be a bitch too? You not gonna speak to this woman that you clearly see right there. And he in the background talking about, I just don't like Natasha. And I'm like, okay, this gonna be harder than I thought, because they on some shit. The only one who did speak is Donovan. And that's only because Romeo stopped Donovan and was like, hey, here go Natasha. Like, I guess he saw ain't nobody else speak. And Donovan is the only one of that group to me that had any kind of sense. He did stop and he did say hi. He gonna discuss his issues later. We're gonna get into that. Now Natasha's family arrived. They were very bubbly. They were very excited to be there. I said they look like a fun crew. They look like the type of people I could have fun with. She brings along her best friend. Lord, did I write down people's names? Chantel, her cousin Antoinette, and another cousin named Anthony, but throughout the episode she calls him Ty. So I'm going to call him Ty too so I don't get confused. Now, off top, I said the mama going to be a problem. The best friend, no, the cousin spoke to the mother because the mama was just looking at everybody up and down. And she said, hello, how you doing? I'm Antoinette. You know, what's your name? She said, Vita. And looked at them like, I said, no ma'am, mom. No ma'am, mom. You are sending shots to people who have done nothing to you. You probably don't even know these people. Do you even know these people? And you firing off shots. I said, the mama gonna be a mess. The mama is going to be a mess. But let's move past that because we got more issues to get angry at as we go along. So now let's get at the first family roundtable. This is where the families sit down, the couples stand up, and the family gets to tell them why they don't want to give the blessing or just whatever issues they have with the couple and why they feel like they shouldn't get married. Okay, so we're going to start with Natasha's family. Now, Ty says, I don't know what that is, but let's keep going. Ty says he's only met Romeo one time, so Romeo is like a stranger to him, and he's just upset that Romeo moved his cousin from New York to Atlanta. Now, to me, you can't have no issue with somebody you only met one time because you don't know them. Like you say, you're a stranger. I feel like your only issue, you could have said it better of just say, I would just like to get to know you. You marrying my cousin. You getting into our family. I just want to get to know you. But we had to go into all that other stuff. Now, Chantel, the BFF, she says, who is running the show over here? Why? She made it seem like Natasha was paying all the bills. She's like, who pay all these bills? And if the money run out, are you going to stay with my best friend? Pin that. Pin that. And she says she was not invited to the engagement. Whenever he decided to propose, she wasn't invited. Ma'am, when your man proposed to you, or whenever, no. When you decide you want to propose to somebody, and in most cases, women don't propose, but if you ever decide you want to propose to somebody, then you can control who all going to be there. When somebody proposes to you, you ain't going to have no control over that either. You can, in the background, say, I would love for my best friend to be there, my mama to be there, my family. But at the end of the day, if it's just you and your man and he wants to privately propose to you, then it is what it is. You can't get mad at somebody because they ain't invite you to the proposal. Girl, just be happy for your best friend. Just be happy for your best friend. But put a pin in that as well, and we're going to move on. Antoinette is on that, oh, you moved my cousins from Atlanta from New York to Atlanta thing too, and she just don't like him. She says he's a showboat. He always showing off, life of the party, whatever. To me, her family ain't got no issue. Her family ain't got no issue, so they talking about some surface level stuff just so they can be on the show. To me, everything her family talking about is not a big issue, and it's really not a reason not to like somebody, unless you just want to be held up on not liking somebody. But let's move on to Romeo's family. Donovan, let's start with the most sane one. Donovan says you were with your first wife for 10 years and then you got a divorce and then you got right back into another committed relationship. He feels like his best friend did not take the time to stop, heal from that first marriage, and get to know what he wants out of a new marriage before he just jumped back into something. Now, best friend Donovan, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And to me, that would have been a concern I would have brought up maybe month 3 or 4 of their new relationship. But they've been together 8 years, so he knows after 8 years if he want to be with this woman, and he should be healed from that first marriage 8 years later. Like, to me, that's a good point if this was within the first year of them being together and they trying to get married. But they've been together 8 years, so let that go, best friend Donovan. But let's move on. Now, the mama says, I don't know Natasha. She never comes around and speaks to me. And she said, and when I got here, she didn't even say hello to me when I walked in the door. And I said, ma'am, you did not speak to her. I don't know what my husband doing. I might have to pause this and go check on him. It sounds like he's okay. Let's keep going. Pause that for a second, because there was a scene when, after his family first came in and before her family got there, he brought his mother to Natasha and was like, Mom, Natasha's here. And the mama still looked at her dead in her face like she was a ghost. Like, I ain't...
Video shit.
What?
You know, pull the thing out the thing. I'm typing something in my...
Okay, I'm back. Let me tell you, I'm talking about other people's marriage, and my husband just got on my nerve real quick, real fast. Now, mind you, that little boom we heard earlier, I guess it pulled the internet out the wall, and he upstairs working, and it just deleted everything he was working. That ain't funny. It ain't funny. It deleted everything he was working on, and I guess he was trying to call me, and when I record, I put my phone on airplane mode so people who won't mess up my recording. And so then he had to come down here cursing and all that y'all heard. And I had to let him know, look, I apologize, but don't curse at me like that, because you cuss me out, I'm going to curse you out right back. That ain't right, but hell, ain't nobody marriage perfect. He'll get over it. I'm still going to love on him today after I finish recording. So let's move on and talk about other people's business. Now, what was I saying? The mama, he brought Natasha to the mother and was like, Mom, here's Natasha, you know. And the mom still ain't speak to her. She looked at her up and down and like, okay, Natasha here, whatever. So I don't see how the mom is going to blame Natasha for not speaking to her when you, on 2 occasions, looked this woman up and down and didn't speak to her. And I said, she also questioned her mothering skills, because I'm assuming he has full custody of his 2 daughters. We're going to get into that later too. But I said, okay, this family is a mess. The mama is a mess. But let's move on. Because, okay, now the mama is finished speaking, and cousin Kes wants to jump in and say, why she over there being so quiet? I mean, don't they see we talking to her? And her family has to jump in and be like, She's being quiet because she's respecting you and not interrupting you while you're speaking. Because if she would have interrupted you while you were speaking, then you would have been complaining that she's being disrespectful. So it's like one of those you can't win for losing situations. And Cousin Kess, why are you even worried about it? It ain't your turn to speak. And now the mama gets into it with her family, talking about they the kitty corner. And they were like, hold up on this name calling. Hold up on this name calling. We not the kitty corner. And so everyone has to calm back down. Woosah. And from there, I noticed that Natasha is a non-confrontational person. She's the type of person where she will just let you say whatever, and she's going to internalize her feelings and maybe go home and complain to her husband, but, or fiance now, but husband now, whatever. She's going to go home and complain to Romeo, but she not the type that's going to cuss your ass out, because she just very non-confrontational. Get over that, girl. But now it's Cousin Kess. It's Cousin Kess' turn to speak his foolishness. Now he's upset because he's like, Natasha, I got you a job with me. I recommended you, and then a few weeks later, you just up and quit. And he said He says he doesn't like Natasha because Natasha didn't speak to him. Hell, you didn't speak to her either. And now Cousin Kess don't even want to be in the wedding. He said, I don't even want to be in the wedding right now. And I said, sir, forget you and your deposit at the Tux rental place. That's money you lost. Don't be in the wedding. Matter of fact, I would have kicked him out the wedding right then and there. Okay, you don't want to be in it. You out. You out. You ain't in it. Because I don't like stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that. Don't hold stuff like that over me because I was watching Ayala. That's a manipulation. That's a manipulation. Don't do stuff like that to me. You don't want to be in my wedding? Okay, bye. That was your $200 you put down on a deposit on your tux because the wedding is 2 months away, y'all. That's your money. Oh well, bye. I would have cussed them out. I would have cussed them out. Let me tell you, Angie in her 20s was Natasha, but Natasha looked to be in her 40s. Angie now, I would say after maybe 30, in her 30s, definitely after 40s, I'm just gonna go off. I ain't gonna fight, but I'm gonna cuss your ass out. Cause I don't have time. I don't have time. My attitude is much shorter. I don't like putting up with other people's bullshit. You don't want to be a part? Don't be a part. Bye, Cousin Kess. Now, mind you, and Cousin Kess is also complaining about Natasha spending up all of Romeo's money. I said, okay, hold on. Now I'm confused because your family's saying he spent all the money and his family saying she spent all the money. And I'm like, why is everybody in these people's finances? But let's keep moving. Let's keep moving on. Now, at the end of this, I liked how Romeo looked at Natasha and was like, baby, are you okay? Like, just checking on her. Like, I just loved him and the way he treated her throughout this whole process. Like, he was always, because he knew that his fiance is not confrontational and wasn't gonna cuss his family out, but so he knew to check on her emotionally, like, baby, are you okay? You know, I know this was a lot for you to take in, but I got you. I appreciated that. And I said, Romeo, you need to be the one to tell your families to stay the hell out of y'all financial business. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Now, Mom, for some reason, is outside and says she likes pushing Natasha and that Natasha should push her back. And I'm like, what? And she's like, if she want to be in this family, she needs to learn how to push me back. And I said, the second that Natasha cusses you out, it's just going to give you validation to make her every bitch, every kind of disrespectful woman. He don't respect his mother. Like, it's definitely one of those manipulations. Like, she too nice, so she can't be in the family. And if she was to be a bitch right back to you, then she can't be in the family because she too mean. The mama is a mess, and the mom, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I understand why Natasha says I can't marry into this type of family because it's too hostile. Everywhere you turn around is a different argument, and nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. Now, okay, now they going off to do their task. Now, let's get through this really fast. Pretty much, her family with Romeo was like, you moved my cousin away. You didn't tell us that you were moving her away, and we're upset about that. Romeo had to explain that it actually wasn't his idea to leave New York. It was Natasha's idea to leave New York because, one, Atlanta would be easier for her to take care of her mother. I'm very sure the cost of living in Atlanta is much cheaper than it is in New York. And it was Natasha's idea to move. And then I said, wait a minute, why does Romeo have to tell her family, some people he's only met one time, that they moving? That's Natasha's responsibility. If you mad at anybody, be mad at your cousin. Like, cuz, why didn't you tell us that you were moving? Like, so pretty much wrap this up in a bow. They explained their finances. He didn't really explain. He just says that he's in sales, and they said being in sales is too vague. He says, I've been doing sales for over 20 years. I make plenty of money to take care of my family. If Natasha didn't want to work, she doesn't have to work. He ain't owe them that, but after all is said and done, her family is on board, and pretty much they like Romeo now. Whatever. Now, the mama over here with Natasha, when she broke down this scene, it actually hurt my heart that a woman who I'm just assuming is around my age, in her 40s, has to break down what she does hour by hour in every day just to appease someone's family. One, she says at 5 a.m. I get up and I get my mother ready for adult daycare. My mother had a stroke. She's bedridden. She has to be watched continuously, so I get her up. I brush her teeth. I comb her hair. I get her dressed. I shower her. I feed her. I get my mom ready. And right then, best friend Donovan, it looked like once he heard about that, his heart broke for Natasha. He felt for Natasha. He had compassion for Natasha. The other two, not so much. Next, she says the kids have to be up and at the school bus by 8:15. So by 7, I'm getting these kids up, I'm feeding them breakfast, I'm getting them ready, and I'm getting them on the bus by 8:15. And then she says, mind you, I'm doing all of this before I even get a chance to get myself ready for work. I only have 15 minutes to get dressed and be out the house because I have to be at work at 9. Now, Cass, the bitch-ass cousin, is like, oh, what about the job I got you? You work? What about the job? And she was like, look, I know I quit that job that you got for me, but that was because they required me to be at work at 7. And with everything I'm doing between 5 a.m. to 8:15, I could not get to work every day at 7, so I had to find something else. You would think they would have some compassion over that. Oh, but oh no. So now she's talking about she goes to work. She works from 9 to 5, and then it's just wash, rinse, and repeat. She does this every single day. Now she's over here. I didn't really hear her discussing the numbers, but she's breaking down their budget, how much money she makes, and she's like, all of my money goes into these household bills. And here comes bitch ass cousin Kess again. But I see you on Instagram posting the new Gucci, the new this. You just posting. I'm like, bitch, that's her money. Is she calling you, asking you for $500 for the new Gucci? Is she calling you saying, I need $500 to put on my light bill, and then you see me posting some new Gucci? No, sir. So mind your business. I can't. Natasha, this was your opportunity to cuss them out. I'm just getting angrier and angrier because I'm like, one, it's so embarrassing to have to do this. I don't, you shouldn't have to, if it ain't me and my husband, I ain't got to explain my finances to nobody on that level. And if I do need to borrow some money, either you gonna give it to me or you not. I shouldn't have to run down all my bills if I need it. And that's besides the point, because they never asked anybody to borrow money. I don't even know where this finance thing is coming from, but we're gonna keep going. And so the mom is like, when you marry Romeo, you marrying me. Communication goes both ways. You need to learn how to speak to me. And I understand why Natasha doesn't speak to the mother, because the mother is disrespectful. She's very closed-minded. She seems like the type that no matter what you say, she's not going to be happy that you said it. And so why keep putting in the effort just to get a stank-ass attitude? I wouldn't talk to your ass neither. I wouldn't either. And so now I'm like, Natasha, I don't even remember in the context of what she said it, but I wrote it down. Natasha told them, either you going to respect me or you going to step off. And I'm clapping at the TV like, yes, Natasha, go off. Go off on their asses. They are either going to respect you and respect your union with Romeo, or they could step off and don't have to be a part of the family. They ain't got to be a part. But let's move on. Now we're at the dinner. I guess Romeo and the family finished cooking. Her family seems to be very happy with Romeo. There's no more beef. Now, Romeo is like, okay, I'm over the BS. He wants to know, when did everyone start worried about our finances? Like, is somebody talking about our money? And Cousin Kess is like, remember you called me and told me Natasha was spending too much money? And he was like, yeah, but did I tell you we was broke? I was just venting. And I said, Romeo, you got to choose who you vent to better. Cousin Kess ain't the one. Cousin Kess ain't the one. You need to leave all of your business away from Cousin Kess. Cousin Kess is your surface level friend. You tell him surface level vents, and you just go out and have fun with Cousin Kess. Your friend Donovan seemed to be the one that have the good sense. You vent to Donovan, because everyone needs that friend that they can vent to. But I don't need you going around hating my fiance just because I said they spending a little bit too much money. He was like, have I ever told you I was broke? Have I ever asked you for any money, Cousin Kess? No? Okay, well, mind your business. And I was happy Romeo went off at this moment. Now, Donovan, I said, Donovan is your best friend. I said, you need to just keep your family out of your personal business, because it's obvious they can't handle it. And they take everything, every little thing you say about Natasha, and they run with it. Now, Romeo did not take enough time. They're talking about Romeo didn't take enough time with this divorce. And like I said, he's been with Natasha 8 years. Get over that. Get over that. And now Romeo is going off, and I'm like, go off, Romeo. Go off. Protect your fiance, protect her, because she ain't got the go off spirit in her. Go off. And he was like, she is going to be my wife. Either y'all like it or you don't. And he pretty much said the same thing Natasha said. Respect Natasha or step off. So that's the end of the dinner. Day 2. We're back with Tracy. Natasha needs to set more verbal boundaries, is what Tracy told Natasha. I agree with that. You need to set some boundaries with his mama and his cousin. Like, you're not going to speak to me like this, and if you do, you out. You out. But she ain't that type of person. So, Romeo, set the boundaries for your fiance. Now, Romeo, I said, Romeo, you need to put them in their place, because she ain't going to do it. And I said, okay, now they're continuously talking, and it gets deep, and I appreciate this moment. Now, Romeo says he feels like he reminds his mother of his father, and that their divorce was a really, really bad divorce, and he feels like at times his mom doesn't like him because he's so much like his dad. And I was like, did the dad do the same thing to the mom? Did the dad divorce the mom and then get with somebody else a month later? Like, they ain't really dig deep into that. But this is where I have to check Dr. Tracy. Dr. Tracy, I'm checking you right here. Because I'm like, Romeo is crying. He's very emotional. He has this breakthrough. And I'm just waiting for Dr. Tracy to give him some kind of great advice, or just something that a psychologist doctor would say at this moment. I'm looking for some more gems like she gave last week. And Tracy gonna be like, I think you all should go to the beach. I said, bitch, I knew your ass wasn't no doctor. I knew it, Dr. Tracy. I knew it. Because, I mean, I'm like, what? He just broke down his soul to you about what he thinks his mother's issue is, and you just say you think you should go to the beach? Where they find you from? You gotta be Tracy McMillan, or what's Terry McMillan's sister, because she had to hook you up with Oprah in this job. Cause I don't see it. I was just waiting for a good Dr. Jim, a good psychology Jim at that moment, and you just let that emotional breakthrough fall flat. But let's move on. Now they're over at dinner too. Romeo apologizes to his mom. Wait, did I skip something? No. Yeah, I skipped the whole part. They went to the beach. They went to the beach like Dr. Tracy said, and they're having a good time. Romeo pulls his mom to the side and pretty much tells her everything about he feels like the mom doesn't love her because of the dad and blah, 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 all that again. And this is the moment where Mama Vita breaks down and like, how dare you question my love? You know I loved you from the second you were born. Anything that has to do with your father, I don't want to discuss. So whatever it is with that father, that's Vita's trigger. That's her trigger. I'm telling you, from the time at that beach when he said my dad, Vita, emotional wreck. Emotional wreck. She didn't want to have nothing to do with it. She didn't want to talk about it. She said, I do love you, but that's it. I'm over it. It's done. And she walks away. So now we're back at the house, dinner number 2. Romeo's mom act like she don't even want to come to dinner. Natasha invites her to dinner, and she was like, no, I don't want to go. But she's being a lot nicer. Like, after that beach, the mama found her good sense. And I feel like Natasha, anytime you want to check that mama, just say, but his dad, put her right in check. Put her right in check, at least in the check of where her emotions will, the bitchiness will calm down and she will get compassionate. Just say, but his dad. But let's move on. Romeo at the dinner, the mom did show up. He said, I want to apologize to my mom. Right then, he was like, son, you don't have to apologize to me. I don't want to talk about this. I'm going to leave. And then one of the friends switches seats with Romeo. She was like, you ain't even have to switch seats. I don't want to talk about this. She is crying. She is like, this is a very hard subject for me. I don't want to go there. She pretty much breaks down and tells Romeo everything he's ever wanted to hear. Like, son, I love you. I'm proud of you. You are a good man. You stepped up and took care of these kids. You taking care of Natasha. You're taking care of your family. You're doing what every man is supposed to do. I'm proud of you. You are a good person. And now Romeo is an emotional wreck. And this is just an emotional moment. And she leaves. I think Antoinette goes and hugs Mama Vita and was like, I'm here for you. I don't really know what's going on. And Antoinette is crying. Like, everyone is crying. It is the emotional shift Dr. Tracy talked about last episode. Like, through the TV, I felt the shift. I felt the blessing coming through the TV. It was just like all this bullshit over here about I don't like Natasha, she's spending all this. All Romeo had to do was mention his dad, and it just changed the atmosphere. And it changed it for the good. It changed it for the good. I don't know what happened with that dad, but it brought that mama down to a very vulnerable place, and she was able at that moment to feel compassion for Natasha, and it just broke her down. Now, the next day, Natasha and mom have a conversation, and I really think that seeing Romeo break down and the mom break down, like I said, that energy shifted, and that conversation between Natasha and Vita was very open, very compassionate. They seemed to be on the same page, and I just knew from there. I knew after that conversation, I said, Vita gonna give her blessing. She gonna give her blessing. Now it's day 3. And Romeo is talking with Tracy, and pretty much he said he dropped 40 years worth of emotions. And he finally, so I know he's over 40. He said, I got 40 years worth of emotions off of my back, and I finally got some kind of closure with my mom. And I think the closure he got is he finally heard his mom say, I'm proud of you. And that's what all kids want to hear, is that their parents are proud of them. And so it was just a very wonderful moment. Now let's get to these blessings. We're gonna cut it short. Everybody gave a blessing. It was beautiful. It was very beautiful because of all the bullshit from day 1. It was a complete turnaround come day 3. And sometimes you do just got to get to know somebody. Like, her family really just had to get to know Romeo, and they loved him. And his family really did. As much as I hated, she had to go down through that daily chart and her budget. It opened them up, and it really opened them up once they heard how much she had to do to take care of her mother. And they did have compassion for her, and I felt like bitch ass cousin Kess, he only gave his blessing because he knew Vita was gonna give it. I felt like if Vita was still on that shit, Kess would have still been on some shit too. But we're going to move along because, like I said, by the end, it was very happy. And then at the very end, once everyone got their blessing, Romeo, the type of man that Romeo is, I love it. I love it because he got down on one knee and said, I know you all weren't here the first time, and he got down and proposed to Natasha again in front of his family, in front of her family. All of them were an emotional, crying mess. It was beautiful. It was just a beautiful scene. And I liked that he cared enough that it bothered her family that he did it again in front of them. Because, like, he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do it. But it was that he cared enough to do it. It was a very beautiful scene. I said, I so like this couple. I so like them. They showed their wedding pictures at the end. It was a beautiful wedding. I wish them the best. I wish them much happiness. I wish them so much. I wish them the best. And I'm so happy that mama came around. I'm so happy she came around. And I hope she gets some more counseling for whatever is hidden inside of her from that dad, whatever that spot is that she can't talk about. And maybe you ain't got to tell your business on camera. Don't put all your business in the streets, Mama Vita. But get some counseling off camera to heal that up for yourself. And I thought it was a very happy ending. It was a great episode. So that's all I gotta say about it, y'all. I can't wait to see what happened next week. Because I'm telling you, the previews, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next week. But y'all, come on, be a part of the Kiss My Cheeks family. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and like this video, share it, get in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about Mama Vita, and let me know what you thought about Cousin Kess, because I'm starting to see now Cousin Kess keeping up more mess than Mama Vita. But get in the comments, let's discuss, and y'all have a good, today is Sunday, y'all have a good Sunday. Maybe y'all listen to this tomorrow while y'all at work. I don't know. But have a good one. I got some more videos to do. Bye.